Learn to be your own therapist. What could you accomplish if you could better manage your anxiety and depression? Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is the most effective treatment for depressive and anxiety disorders. What would it feel like to look forward to every day instead of living life full of dread? Kevin here from Essential Summaries. I'm here in this abandoned temple in the middle of butt-fuckington, Thailand, reviewing my new book, Retrain Your Brain, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy in 7 weeks. So what is cognitive behavioral therapy? It combines cognitive therapy and behavioral therapy, hence cognitive behavioral therapy. It works upon our thoughts, behaviors, and feelings. For example, let's say you have a phobia of crossing bridges. Your feelings are intense fear. Your behaviors, you go out of your way to get off the bridge even though it's perfectly safe. And your thoughts, it's not safe, I might die, I might lose control, I'm a coward, I can't do this. These three are interrelated and feed upon each other. By avoiding that bridge behavior, you're reinforcing the idea that bridges aren't safe, your thoughts. This feeds into that emotion of feeling afraid of bridges. These are your feelings. Now, whatever you avoid gets stronger. Whatever you resist will persist. So you want to evaluate these three elements: thoughts, behaviors, feelings. Determine how you can improve or change these three elements. What is a strong emotion or reaction you had in a particular situation? Is there something you are avoiding that you shouldn't be? Keep track of your time and activities and rank these activities from 1 to 10 based on importance and enjoyment. So 2 ranks. How much of your time is spent doing things you don't even enjoy or that are not important? This will give you clarity on what to focus on. You want to focus on things that are high in importance and enjoyment. So 5 different things to improve their overall well-being. They need relationships, career, meaning, health, and relaxation. These 5 will determine your personal values of things and experiences you enjoy. Now, under these 5, create 3 activities you can do on a regular basis to improve upon these values. For example, let's say your value is, I want to feel and look better. So, activity 1 is, I'll go to the gym 3 times a week. Activity 2, I'll follow all the rules of intermittent fasting, paleo, and the ketogenic diet. 3, I'll test my blood on a regular basis to evaluate progress. So this is just for me. Now you want to build upon this list. Now you don't have to do all of them, but create a list of 15 activities and scale each activity on difficulty. Begin with the easiest and then hardest. Now you want to schedule when to do the easier ones first. Now, because you have 15, you want to do at least 3 of the 15 activities in your first week and move up from there. You want to get good at identifying thought patterns. Now, there's a pathway to very strong emotions. First, there's an event, which leads to thoughts, which leads to the emotions. For example, let's say the event is you got fired from a job, and then the story that you tell yourself is, nobody will hire me now. As a result of that story, you're now depressed. Practice identifying thoughts that lead to a strong emotions. Now, you can't control all events, but you can control the thoughts, the stories you tell yourself. Now, throughout the week, record at least 3 instances when you were feeling down and what thoughts you say to yourself that led to emotion. This is hard to do because you have to catch yourself. All right? For me personally, towards the end of the day, that's when most of my horror stories come up. Eventually, once you get good at identifying thoughts, you're going to lead to your core belief. Where do all these thoughts lead to? Is there a recurring theme that ties all your negative thoughts together? For me specifically, it's hard to admit, but it's that I have no value. I have to do things to get value. I have to be funny, energetic, enthusiastic, conscientious, make money, date girls. It's endless. I have to do stuff to get value. But perhaps the new belief is I already have value. I'm perfect already. But I would still want to improve for the sake of improving. So what is your core belief? This takes a lot of self-awareness, practice, and humility. Not a lot of people are willing to go deep and dark with themselves because it's a hard place to go. Treat yourself like somebody you already love. You'll naturally be more forgiving, more compassionate, and more understanding. When we're anxious or depressed, it's hard to find motivation to do anything, to do the things we know we need to do. So you want to decide what you need to do. You need to prioritize based on importance and enjoyment, and assign a time when to do these. You need to schedule these in and then follow through. So why do we even procrastinate in the first place? Usually it's one of two reasons. Either we're afraid we won't do well, success barriers, or we find the task aversive, like we don't want to do it. We think it sucks. Anything we can do to decrease our fear or make this more enjoyable will kill our procrastination. Accept the fact that you're afraid. You're probably never going to want to feel like doing this, so you might as well just do it instead of dreading the whole thing. Sometimes just dreading the situation is worse than the actual event. Commit to starting. If you wait until we know how to do the task, we may never even get started. Figuring out how to do it is just part of the process. When we face a scary situation and nothing bad happens, our brains acquire new reference information about that situation. When we face our fears actually diminish. We don't have to talk ourselves into being less afraid. By doing what we're afraid of, it gets easier, it gets less scary. Let's say you're socially anxious. Specify what you are afraid of and then test it. How scary was it? And then ask yourself, which was actually scarier? The actual event or my perceived notion of that scary event? Chances are the perceived notion of that event was scarier than the actual event. That's it. So remember, knowing the principles of CBT is essential, but practicing them is what drives their effectiveness. It's the same as our exercise program. Knowledge about exercise is helpful, but we only benefit from actually exercising. CBT is the same way. It must be practiced in order to be effective. If you feel like you need professional help, please do so. But if you're simply experiencing mild levels of anxiety or depression, self-treatment could be a viable option. But I suggest you pick up a copy of the book, as it's very easy to read. You can find that link below. I am not an affiliate, I'm just showing and sharing the book. The exercises alone make this workbook an essential book. Essential book! If you found this beneficial, consider subscribing, as I'll be summarizing one book a week and giving away one free book. Question of the week. What incorrect thoughts or stories do you tell yourself that no longer serve you? One lucky commenter will be getting a free copy of the book.